We build our physical world to withstand immense stress, but structural fatigue often accumulates in silence. A concrete pillar supporting thousands of tons looks perfectly stable, right up until the millisecond it fails. This happens because our monitoring systems are reactive. Traditional sensors are binary. They wait for a specific physical threshold to be crossed, like a cable snapping or a temperature spike, before they trigger an alarm. This comparison shows the difference between waiting for a disaster and reading the math of the air. By tracking specific vector shifts in color space, or delta E, we can detect the volatile organic compounds released during the earliest stages of material stress or combustion. This matrix details the technical shift required. We move away from single-use hardware and reactive alarms toward a multispectral platform that provides high-frequency, predictive warnings, functioning like software that lives inside a hardware body. Implementing these predictive layers provides a window for intervention that a binary sensor cannot. It allows for the identification of structural or environmental vulnerability while a system is still stable, rather than reacting to the damage after it occurs. Real-time prediction requires processing continuous, massive sequences of environmental and biological data. Classical neural networks often struggle here because they analyze information in a rigid, linear fashion. To solve this, researchers use quantum reservoir computing. It replaces fixed artificial neurons with a quantum circuit, leveraging entanglement to expand input data into a hyperdimensional space. This allows the system to identify complex patterns far faster than classical machines. This quantum model drives the predictive NICU. The left panel shows AI kinetic governance monitoring an infant's biology. The right panel details predictive intervention. By processing signals at quantum speeds, the system identifies subtle precursors of a crash before a traditional monitor registers a drop. Applying high-dimensional quantum processing to these fragile biological systems offers a method for detection that aims to match the speed of the disease itself. On the human scale, we need a way to translate invisible chemical threats into immediate visual warnings across large areas, ideally without relying on complex electrical grids. The Cinestex colorimetric platform accomplishes this using reagent-impregnated films. These films react to volatile organic compounds across the full optical spectrum, from ultraviolet through the visible range and into the near-infrared. Because these films produce a gradient shift, the resulting color encodes both the presence and the approximate concentration of a gas. The chemistry provides a measurable, progressive change that acts as a standalone diagnostic feed. When this chemistry is applied as a surface coating for infrastructure, the structures themselves can signal their status. A bridge cable experiencing internal stress will shift in color, showing engineers exactly where a reinforcement is needed before a fracture even becomes visible. Embedding chemical intelligence into our built environment allows silent infrastructure to function as a self-diagnosing visual protector. At the macro scale of entire landscapes, we can move beyond hardware entirely. Synthetic biology allows us to use the environment itself as a sensor network for remote ecosystems. This is achieved by engineering a hybrid bioluminescence pathway. It integrates a plant-derived histidine synthase with fungal enzymes to create a self-sustaining metabolic cycle within the plant's own cells. These plants utilize endogenous caffeic acid to produce a continuous, visible glow. They require no exogenous chemical substrates or external power to remain lit, functioning as permanent biological light sources. By placing this pathway under the control of moisture-responsive synthetic promoters, the plants react to their surroundings. As rain hits the soil, the bioluminescent glow amplifies, providing a visual monitor for regional precipitation patterns across thousands of acres. We can now monitor the health of remote landscapes through direct biological feedback, creating a sensing network that requires zero power infrastructure. These three layers, quantum processing, colorimetric chemistry, and synthetic biology, work together to form a unified, predictive nervous system for the planet. To sustain this network, Phase 4 technology introduces kinetic energy harvesting. This system captures the ambient vibrations from movement across roads and buildings, routing that energy to power the sensors indefinitely. The integration of self-powered infrastructure and biological indicators results in a built environment that monitors and reports its own internal status. The technologies and visual platforms featured today were developed by Cinestex Systems LLC, founded by Shane Persinger. If you enjoyed this deep dive into predictive systems, please give the video a like and subscribe. We appreciate your suggestions for future topics in the comments.